Today's video is all about the pros and cons of if you should buy a home in the last half of 2024 or if you should wait until spring or summer of 2025. So first, before we get started, a little bit of a background story. Big shout out to John B., one of our newest clients. In fact, came to us from our YouTube channel here, so thanks to everyone for that. John and I were on a Zoom call, an orientation call that we like to have with the new clients and the agent that's going to be helping them. So John and I were on a call with Dakota yesterday. John brought up the issue of should he wait until next year to buy a home, and what were the pros and cons of doing that. So we went through all of the pros and cons that we had thought of at the time, and luckily, between yesterday afternoon and today, there's been some big news which we're going to share with you guys later in this video, which makes it even more of a quandary if you should buy now, wait, or buy in 2025, or should you not buy in 2025. So with all that out of the way, what are the pros of buying a house the last half of 2024? The first one, and we talk about it all the time on this channel, we always recommend you zig when other people zag. Meaning, go against the grain, go a little different than everybody else. Right now, end of 2024, there's not a lot of buyers out buying homes right now. Interest rates are currently sitting at about 6.37% as we're filming this video today. Now that's certainly not 8% like it was way back in a few months ago down the road, but that's also not 3% where we were a couple of years ago. So still we have a lot of buyers just on the sidelines waiting to buy a house. As well, there's a lot of people sitting on the sidelines because this is an election year, and most people don't know this because you sort of have to be in the industry to see these patterns. But typically people wait to buy a house during the election years until after the election. There's a lot of uncertainty going on, and so people sit on the sidelines. So between the interest rates and the election going on, and also the fact that we unfortunately do not have a whole lot of inventory, we're sitting at about 4,500 homes right now in the big four counties in the Triangle area, those being Wake County, Orange County, Durham County, and Johnson County. 4,500 homes, as we say all the time on this channel when we talk numbers, 4,500 is not a lot of inventory, and so it's very difficult for people to buy homes right now. So again, people are sitting on the sidelines. So why is this a pro? Well, if everyone's sitting on the sidelines, that means you have less competition if you are out deciding to buy a house right now. So what does it look like to have less competition? Well, it means you're not having to put in an offer on a house where there's other people competing with you, likely driving up the price. You're not having to make a hasty rush decision to buy a house. It's very, very difficult when you're out looking at houses and you feel desperate to buy a house like was going on back in 2021. A lot of people bought houses that they really didn't work for them. They just bought something that had a roof over their head so that they would have somewhere to land when they moved to the area from Los Angeles, New York, wherever they came from. So lots of people are finding now is a good time to buy a house because there's not as much stress when you buy that house. And by the way, sellers out there, we need to give a word out to you and understand if you're selling your house, know that the buyers that are out right now looking to buy homes are intentionally looking to buy homes. Very few looky-loos, as we call them, people that just look at homes for fun. There's very few looky-loos out right now looking at homes. So if you are looking to sell your house, and we have a number of sellers that are listed with us and we're actively marketing their homes right now, we tell them this all the time. People that are out looking for homes right now need to buy a home. Ideally, they probably want to buy a home to close by Thanksgiving, Christmas, that time period. So know that if you've got people coming to your home to look at your home, be very, very cautious about how you treat those people. You want to make sure all your lights are turned on, that the home smells great, that it's very, very welcoming to those people. Because again, likely these people are not looky-loos, just out looking at homes this time of year. Another pro, another really good reason why now might be a really good time for you to buy a home, the parade of homes. So Wake County Parade of Homes is now the largest, and has been for many years, largest parade of homes, which is basically a home open house system in the entire country. We have more homes open. It's a big, big event. It happens the last weekend of September and the first 2 weekends of October, where basically new construction homes are open and available to be seen to the public. You don't have to make an appointment, don't have to have an agent. You can just go between the hours of 12 and 5 on the specific days. They even have a book printed that you can get, or you can go online to get the directory list of homes, and you can go see all of these homes. So why is this a pro? Well, obviously, if you're thinking about renovating your home, this is a great way to get ideas on what you need to do to hit some of the popular new trends that are happening right now. But if you're looking to buy a home, especially a new construction home, it's a great time to go out looking at different inventory that's out there. These homes are typically done up like models. We always talk about on this channel, model homes. They look great, they're staged well, all of that. And of course, if you're looking to buy a house, the Pareto Home is an awesome place to go as well. So it's basically an open house for builders to present their best foot forward, to give you an opportunity to see what style they build in, what quality they build in. Oftentimes the builder themselves will actually be in the house. You can talk to them about things. So if you're looking to buy a new construction home, the Pareto Homes is an amazing opportunity for you to buy a home. And again, that happens the last weekend of September and the first 2 weekends of October. So that makes the second half of 2024 a good time to buy a house. And speaking of builders, another really good reason why second half of 2024 is a good time to buy a house, a lot of builders right now are offering some really amazing incentives. You can get some really good closing costs, rate buy downs, furniture, appliances, lots of really cool stuff that builders are doing right now to entice the buyers to come in. Again, as I said, not a lot of buyers out there looking. That means the builders who need to get inventory moved are going to wave their hands and say, hey, look at me, I can offer special things for you. So that makes end of 2024 a really good time to buy a house. And another positive of buying right now, interest rates are appearing to be going down over the next couple of weeks. We've already seen the trend where rates have gone from 6.7 to now 6.37 in the last few weeks and months. It looks like it's going to continue drifting down over the next couple of weeks. That means, versus it going up, certainly, that means you're going to get a better rate to finance your home, making it more affordable to afford that monthly payment, or even to be able to afford an even bigger house than what you're expecting. And so now let's move on to the cons, why you maybe don't want to buy a house the end of 2024. We've touched on it already. It's an election year. There's lots of confusion, lots of uncertainty as to what's going on, and it has an impact on the market and on the economy. We're certainly not going to get political on this video, and certainly we haven't ever on this channel, or not intentionally gotten political on this channel. So we're not going to take that topic any further than to just say that in general there's lots of confusion, lots of questions, lots of uncertainty, and therefore if you're concerned, it may not be a good time for you to buy a house the second half of 2024. And so another con why you may want to wait to buy a house, there's just simply very little inventory on the market right now. Sellers are not overall putting their homes on the market. Therefore, you have less options to look for and decide on. If you are very specific on what you want, you may not be able to find it. We have a client who wants a multi-million-dollar home, and she wants it to be a ranch home, a single-story home. Unfortunately, there's no inventory right now that satisfies her needs. She is on the outside looking in, and so therefore she's on the sidelines waiting to buy a home until the right home comes along. That may be you. You may have a specific need for a home, and that home may just not exist right now because inventory is low. And so for all of you sellers out there watching this video, that is certainly a big pro for you getting in the market now to put your home on the market, especially if you have a unique property. There's buyers out there that are looking for unique properties, and they're looking 365 days a year, except on leap years, they look 366 days a year. These buyers are out looking for homes, a specific kind of home. And if you've got a specific kind of home, it may be worth your while to contact us, and we could talk you through it to decide if now is a good time for you to list or if you should wait until the spring. So now let's get into why it may be a good time for you to wait to buy or sell your home until spring, summer 2025. Obviously, the election will be over. You're not going to have the stress of the uncertainty of what happened. Everything is going to be a lot more smooth, a little more easy peasy. That's certainly a good positive and a certainly good pro to buy or sell in the spring summer of 2025. And another pro for why you may want to wait until spring summer 2025, Wells Fargo literally just hours ago revised their predictions as to where they think interest rates are headed between now and the end of 2025. So they were predicting the rates were going to be a bit higher than what they're saying now, which is great, but let's run through them to give you the details. Their prediction is that interest rates will be somewhere around 6.25% in the fourth quarter of 2024, and then go down to 6.1% in the first quarter of 2025. And then in the second quarter of 2025, they're expecting rates to break the 5% mark and go to 5.9. That's going to be huge. Third quarter of 2024, they're looking at a predicted rate of 5.85. And finally, for the fourth quarter of 2025, they're looking at a predicted rate of 5.8%. Those are a far cry from the 8% rates and 7% we saw before. So if you are willing to wait, it may mean that you could have a lower mortgage payment every month for the house of your dreams, or again, that you can afford to buy even more, a larger, more expensive house and have the same payment that you would have now at the current rate of, say, 6.37%. So that is certainly a great positive. Now, we obviously have to say this is just one prediction from one company. Rates may not fall this far, or they may fall even quicker. We don't know. Just know that it is something that you can pay attention to. The trends have been good and favorable, that the rates are coming down slowly over time, which is great. They're not skyrocketing up. And of course, always know you could be in the same boat that we're in, looking to refinance. If you do currently have a high rate, know that it's easy to refinance once rates come down even further. And so let's talk about the pros of 2025 spring summer for sellers. Obviously, that will mean more buyers will be out. It is the most popular time to sell your house and for buyers to buy homes. So therefore, it is an ideal time if you want multiple people looking at your home and ideally giving you multiple offers, which will drive up your price to multiple digits. So that may make spring summer 2025 a pro for home sellers. And so now let's look at the cons of buying a home spring summer 2025. This is likely to be one of the most competitive markets we've seen in a number of years. We've said on this channel many times, as we break that 5% interest rate barrier, it could likely cause a frenzy. I hope it will not be the frenzy we saw in 2021, but it is likely to cause a frenzy. And so let's go into detail on what that could look like. Back in 2021, you would see people desperately looking to buy a home. It was literally like Black Friday videos at Walmart when they opened up at 5 a.m. and the crowd crushed in to grab the TVs. It was like that, but with houses. People were paying well over asking price. People were waiving contingencies such as inspections. That scared the dickens out of me. Luckily, in the 53 houses we sold that year, we only had one client that had to waive contingencies, and we super rolled the dice on that one, and that one worked out well. But know that that could be a thing that you'd have to waive inspection contingencies and things like that. As well, you're likely to have to pay higher due diligence. We were seeing due diligence payments of $50,000, $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 on homes back then in 2021. We don't want that to happen again. It was very scary. That could happen if we have a frenzy of people buying homes because interest rates go down. As well, we've already talked about it a little bit. Another con of waiting till spring and summer is that is peak buying season. Everyone is focused on buying a home in spring, summer of every year. They're not as focused on buying homes at the November, December, January, the holidays period of time. So therefore, when lots of people get out and buy homes, lots of people get kind of crazy and get overspending on houses. So that is certainly a definite con of waiting till spring, summer of 2025. That is peak buying season. Just know that if you end up waiting until spring, summer 2025, you got to be really sure about what kind of home you want to buy if this whole frenzy prediction of ours comes true, because you're not going to have a lot of time to make decisions. Right now, If you find the home of your dreams or almost dreams that hits, say, 6 or 7 of your top 10 must-haves, right now you can contemplate that. Is it worth it? Can we settle for not having the 3 or 4 must-haves on our list that 123 Main Street here doesn't have? Maybe you need a 4th bedroom and this house only has 3 bedrooms and a bonus, something to that effect. Can you debate it amongst yourself and decide, is it worth buying this house? You've got time to do that now. In 2025, if that frenzy happens we talked about, you literally have hours to decide if you want to buy a house, and that could cause a lot of pain and anguish. So make sure you get really accurate on what you want to buy. Don't waste time looking all over everywhere for houses. Know exactly where you're going to want to buy, because if you are wanting to buy a house in Fuquay Varina, don't waste time looking in Hillsboro on the other side of the triangle for a house, because while you're over there dilly-dallying in Hillsboro, your dream house in Fuquay Varina has sold, someone else has bought it, and you're going to be heartbroken. We've had many, many clients over the years who have done that. They've been looking and dilly-dallying in one area instead of buying in their dream area, and they've ended up having to settle for their 2nd favorite house or their 3rd favorite house, or unfortunately their 4th favorite house. So know that if you're going to be jumping into the buyer pool spring summer 2025, a big con is you may not have a lot of free time to make rational decisions if this is the home for you or if you need to look in another direction. The bottom line on all this, if you're debating whether you should buy a home or sell your current home now or wait till the spring and summer, know that you should go ahead and get started with the process now. We always tell people, don't wait till the last minute to do things such as decide about if you need to get a mortgage and if you qualify, if you're buying a home, or doing inspections or getting your major systems inspections done if you're gonna sell your home, because now's the time to know if you need to budget for a new roof or get your insurance company involved in a new roof, that sort of thing. Now's the time to be prepared for all of that sort of stuff. Don't wait whether you plan to buy now or sell now, or buy in the spring, summer, or sell in the summer. So our main advice to you is reach out to us. We'll be happy to give you some guidance on all this process. You can contact us at the information below. Please check out this video. We think you're really gonna like this one as well. Like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.